before you get to this, I just want to rant on. Okay, so fuck WWE and their revisionist history.
Just end it there. True. I'm with you. Next.
Oh hell yeah!
Tell him, Tony.
Say
it again one more time for everybody in the back.
Yeah, let him know. Tell him the boys in the back.
WWE.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Get real guttural. No, what are you saying? Sorry.
All right, so fuck the WWE and their revisionist.
Let him know.
Yeah. Ho ho ho! I'm getting fucking fired up. I got 2 beers over here. All right, motherfuckers, let's
this
go.
Christmas special's crazy.
WWE.
Let him know.
You damn right. All right, so let me get to the point. Fuck WWE. Oh,
let's fucking go.
I think the intro of this video speaks for itself. Fuck the WWE. For the last year or so, since 2020 during the pandemic to now, WWE has now had this habit of releasing people due to budget cuts. And we all know that's bullshit because once they say that they release these wrestlers due to budget cuts, they brag about how much money they made in the quarter. So it's like just like they did literally minutes after the releases were announced. It was announced that WWE was making over $250 million revenue in this quarter. It's just like, why you say that something is why you say a wrestler's release was because of budget cuts, and you brag about how you have millions of dollars in the bank. And honestly, this is why people are tuning out of WWE. Not just because of the bad part that you guys put out every week, whether it be on Monday night, Friday night, or Tuesday night, but the fact that you got all these talent and you waste it like it's nothing. And you just joining me and you're new to the channel, my name is Michael Black, and welcome to PW Hustle Zone. And today I want to give my thoughts on the cuts that happened yesterday in the afternoon or during the nighttime, and just to tell you how people are reacting. Started off with the people that were not really that big factors of the WWE, but they are still knowable for some people, like Harry Smith, Davey Boy Smith, a guy that had one dark match. It was literally on the same first SmackDown back with fans in attendance, and when he teamed up with Austin Theory, he was quietly signed to WWE, but we all knew he was signed before WWE because he inducted his father, the British Bulldog, in the Hall of Fame this year. And we wonder what we gotta do. Is he gonna be going straight to the main roster, or is he gonna be going to NXT UK? None of that. None of that even happened. He got released without even having a match on WWE TV. And you got guys like Rory Loken, former NXT Tag Team Champion. He really didn't do much after his partner Danny Burch got hurt, and they lost the tag team titles. And he got turned on by Pete Dunne and Rich Holland. You also got guys like Trey Baxter, aka Blake Christian, who really didn't do anything. He was part of the breakout tournament and NXT what they had before they turned to NXT Tomorrow with the Rainbow and shit. He already got booked for DDW, so that's good on his part. I've watched him for a little bit before he got signed to WWE, so he gotta be just fine. But someone like B-Fab, who was part of Hitwell, the so-called popular group in NXT WWE, she got released like not even long after they got drafted to SmackDown. Like you got Shane Strickland, who was one of the best. He was basically the best part of hip hop in my opinion. Not top dollar that guy can just fuck off already. And same with his other partner, the guy that has a business name in Ashanti. But B Fab, she was there she was in WWE for a few years, and they did it to her time. First time they did anything with her, and they just like saying fuck you and just release her, and just we knew she was bad in the ring, but that they should have kept her still could have kept her in NXT, have her be a better wrestler, train her a little bit more, much like they did with Enzo Cass and Carmella. Enzo Cass went to the main roster while Carmella stayed in NXT, and for the most part worked out for her. But we can't all be Carmella, can we? Anyway, moving on to me and Yim. She got cut yesterday, and honestly, I could care less because I could care less about Eva Marie that got cut because fuck her, because she's one of the worst wrestlers that ever exists in WWE. She didn't even try to do the moves that she was trained to do with the Brian Kingsford. So why should I care about Eva Marie? Why should anyone care about Eva Marie? So it would raise her to sign her back to WWE and have her be in the company while you release wrestlers like freaking Ruby Soho. But I digress. But me and Young being released, I mean, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I am shocked that this happened. Because she didn't use her me and Young gimmick on the main roster. She was stuck with this stupid gimmick that she had with, as Reckoning in one of the worst wrestling factions in WWE in wrestling history, in Retribution. Or I like to call them Retribution, because they were shit. And having her just not being used once Retribution got cut, bothers my mind. I know she had COVID, same with a couple people that on this release list, but that was the case, and she still got signed with the company. She still got done something with the company once Retribution was done, because all the 4 remaining members of Retribution are still the company. T-Bag, Mace, Mustafa Ali, and Saint Thorne, who also now hasn't been on TV ever since Retribution broke up. But I digress on that. Moving on to another notable release superstar, Scarlett Bordeaux, the so-called smoke show. She got cut after not being on TV ever since the whole Killer Kross situation, where he got called up on the main roster and has done absolutely nothing with him. And Scarlett Bordeaux, we all thought she could come back as a wrestler and just do things in the ring and down in the T. And we were some fans were hoping that she would get called up to the main roster and be alongside Killer Kross like the days in NXT, but that didn't never happen. And honestly, I was never really a big fan of Scarlett Bordeaux. I never seen was so abhorrent of her, instead of her being quote unquote hot. I see a better looking woman out there in wrestling, so I don't care about Scarlett. I voiced my opinion on her when she got covered in Fight Wrestling. You can check out that video in the archives. But I don't care about Scarlett Bordeaux being cut, and I care more about Killer Kross being cut than Scarlett Bordeaux. And yes, Killer Kross got cut yesterday in WWE, and honestly, it was dead on arrival since he got lost to Jeff Hardy in 2 minutes. It was dead on arrival. And I said in the video went talking about the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and him being debut on Raw. When he lost to Jeff Hardy, he was already buried. And once he lost to Samoa Joe down in NXT for the NXT Championship at TakeOver 36, and the next night he looked like a dominatrix. He was done. He was done. And him being portrayed as a beast, as a guy that destroying jobbers, like guys like Ricochet, guys like Humberto, guys like John Morrison, Johnny Game Jones. Like I didn't care, and him wearing that outfit, that the wing gear, I did not take him seriously, and neither did WWE. But having him get cut and Scarlett being cut it's a bummer for Killer Kross, but not really Scarlett. I mean, she has a 30-day non-complete clause. I don't know about Kross, but I know she has a 30-day non-complete clause. Trey Baxter, Blake Christian, he has a 30-day non-complete clause. And this next person that has not 30-day non-complete clause, Valkryie, or AKA Frankie Monet. And this one pisses me off, along with the other release I gotta talk about a little bit, because this chick was the longest reigning knockout champion in Impact Wrestling. Holding the belt for over 300 days. And once she got signed at NXT, I thought that, okay, this chick gonna be a big deal. She's gonna be a future NXT Women's Champion. Nope. She ended up getting sick hand and being put in stupid storylines and a gimmick alongside Robert Stone and some chick named Jessie, who, by the way, also got cut. So being part of the Robert Stone brand doesn't do you nothing for nothing for you, unless you're Leah. But I digress on that. Valkryie had one opportunity in the NXT Women's Championship, and she had only 6 matches in NXT. Only 6. Like, what? That's mind-boggling, if you ask me. Only having 6 matches in NXT, one of them being an NXT Women's Championship match, and that's it. She just being showcased backstage as just a chick that's just hanging out at Halloween parties. It's just, it's disappointing to see Valkryie cut, because he is one of the best women wrestlers out there. I became a fan of hers once I saw her on Impact, when I saw her on Loose on the Ground, and various indie promotions. Valkryie was one of the best wrestlers I've seen, and the fact that she gets cut really pissing me off. And I hope she does go. I mean, if she does, it doesn't matter if she go back to Impact Wrestling or if she goes to AEW. She gotta be treated like the Queen of Luchador, Luchador royalty that she is, because that's how freaking good she is, character-wise and wrestling-wise. And speaking of character-wise and wrestling-wise, this person does not have any of that, at least in my opinion. And that is Nia Jax. She is cut, and this happened in 2018 when she broke Becky Lynch's nose. When she broke her nose, that should have been the last straw of her being cut. She should have been cut a long time ago. And have her dropping Charlotte on top of her head on an episode of Monday Night Raw, her throwing Kyrie like a rag doll, like throwing face first to the steel steps, and having a suit fight with Charlotte, and it was just a mess. Having her be there just not to give a damn, and apparently it's just a rumor. I think she was one out of 4 people that got cut yesterday that didn't get vaccinated. So she was unvaccinated. She refused to get the vaccine, and that's one reason why she got cut, or the main reason why she got cut. 1 out of 4 people that got cut yesterday, that's the reason why they got cut. So my guess is she got cut for not being vaccinated. Same with someone like Killer Kross and Scarlett, because they also are on the side, like the right wing side, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know who other person might be, but if that's the case, then it's understandable reason why they got cut. But at the same time, it still sucks that you sign these people for 1 minute, and once you don't know anything, know anything about them, or you don't know what to do with them, you cut them because of budget cuts. You can make an excuse of them having to do with budget cuts. That's the reason why they got cut. But Nia Jax, good winnings. I don't care about Nia Jax that much. I try to become a fan of hers, but she just end up being a bitch in the ring, outside the ring. Sure, she's the former women's champion, former WWE Tag Team champion, but I don't care about Nia Jax, the person, and she's just unprofessional. So I don't see any wrestling promotion picking her up. But that's just me. The last person I want to talk about that got cut is this. This is a person that pissed me off that he got cut. Keith Lee. Keith freaking Lee. Or Bearcat Lee, you want to be precise. This guy could have been a megastar in WWE. This guy could have been the WWE, like the fifth black WWE champion, the first black Universal champion. This guy could have been a big name in the main roster, but you decided to just didn't do nothing with him, and have him go back to the performance center because he needed to work. He needed to learn how to wrestle or lose weight. Like, dude, Keith Lee is he's a beast. He looks. I mean, to me, he looks fine. Okay, he didn't need to lose weight. And the fact that he had him wear a singlet and a freaking dress on the main roster. Meanwhile, on Indies and on NXT, he was wearing just trunks just to show off the fact that he's a big dude. He's not fat. To me, he's not fat. Okay, he's not like Otis. He's a beast in the ring. He move. He looks like a heavyweight and moves like a cruiserweight. This guy has the it factor. Sure, he needed work on talking on the mic on the microphone for promos, but as far as his wrestling ability and his charisma, he was legit. And the fact that you guys cut him is really pissing me off because you could have done so much with him. In fact, you gave him a Bearcat, the gimmick Bearcat, and I found out what a Bearcat was or is. That is some bullshit. I mean, you don't know what a Bearcat is? Just look it up. Look up Bearcat on Google and look up a Bearcat call and see what it sounds like. You'll know why people are saying that this Bearcat gimmick was bullshit and stupid as fuck. And good thing Keith Lee said that it wasn't his idea, that the Bearcat gimmick was not his idea, and good, because we all know that the Bearcat gimmick was a Vince thing, not Keith Lee thing. And just hopefully Keith Lee gets picked up by any company besides New Japan, because New Japan is still on my sit list. They're still on my sit list, and I can give two cents about New Japan until they get better in the ring, and the booking is better because the booking right now in New Japan just I don't understand it, but I digress on that. Overall, these cuts they made it was stupid. There was no point to cut these people unless unless the reports are true of 4 the elite superstars that refuse to get vaccinated, or you'd be part of the WWE roster, you need to get vaccinated. And that's one of the cases why they got cut. Fine, and I'm not really too upset with that. But someone like Keith Lee, someone like Valkryie, someone like Medium should have been used more on the roster, and the fact that you guys cut them really pissing me off. And people like Scarlett, B-Fab, Eva Marie, Nia Jax, I didn't care less. And wherever they go, I think they gotta be just fine, unless there are assholes backstage. But that's all I gotta say about that. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on this, the releases of these stars yesterday. Make sure you like the comment, like the video, subscribe, tap the bell and get them out, and don't miss any of my videos. And we gotta have a great weekend. And until that time, I'm Michael Davis, Black.